Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm so glad you're here this morning. We got a great show lined up, a special guest here in the studio. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. High today looks like it's going to be 73 and low 57. Some pretty decent weather. It's going to be. I've been checking the Christmas Day forecast, and all of us been wishing we're going to get some cooler weather, and it is going to cool down by Christmas. In fact, I saw a couple of different reports, low 40s, maybe even in the 30s in the Florida Panhandle this time of year. So anyway, let's move on. The water temperature is 61.9. River readings, Apalachicola there at Bluntstown, and they're brought to us by Sand Hill Seafood up on Highway 77. Good fresh seafood. Run by there and get you some for Christmas. The Apalachicola is going to be at 3.2. It's steady on through the weekend. Be some really good fishing if you have time on Apalachicola. The Choctaw at Caryville, 5.6, and it's got a little bit, it's pretty steady too, a little bit of movement to it, but both rivers are in good shape coming up for the weekend. I know a lot of y'all are going to be too busy to fish and all, but maybe after Christmas, if you're not going to hunt, maybe you can get on the rivers. They're going to be in good shape. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We still know neat tides, got some good tides coming up a little bit later. Low at 8:36 and high at 10:11 tonight. And the marine forecast today, it's going to be just light and variable, not a lot of blowing. So again, this afternoon will be a good time to get out to get some time. Let's take a break. We'll come back with our guest. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome our special guest, Chase Smith. Chase, good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you again.
Boy, it's great to see Chase. Chase is one of my former students, and he's been on before. If you remember, a couple of years ago, he was down at the University of Florida doing a master's program with studying bears and all. And now, where are you now?
I am at Baylor University now, and I am doing my PhD in biology.
Can you believe this? I place him. He's sitting in my class, a little skinny, little quarterback on the football team, but he looks so healthy now. Put on some weight and all, and you don't have your quarterback weight.
That's right. Not anymore.
You're a defensive end, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have him, his parents and all. Let's just briefly go over your background, your folks and all, because you got Panhandle ties throughout.
That's right. My dad grew up in Bonifay, Florida. My grandmother, Diane Smith, just passed away, but they lived there for
and everybody
almost
knew Miss
50
Smith.
years.
Yeah.
Everybody knew her. She was a great woman. And my other set of grandparents are in Marianna, Florida, Jack and Drew Brown. And my parents now have lived in Panama City for 15 years.
Okay, your mom just retired from teaching?
That's right.
And your dad is over at...
Yeah, my dad runs Ace Hardware. Just opened a new one in Lynn Haven. Go out and see it.
All right, very good. Now, you finished at Mosley, and then did a great job and all, and one of the outstanding student in outdoor ed and all. And you always had a special connection with Chase. I knew he was going to do some good things, and I didn't know he was going to become a doctor though. Listen, let's go back to at University of Florida. Your studies and all there, and you had a good background there, and then you applied to Baylor. So what happened on that?
Well, I finished up at Florida working on the bear work, and interesting, and it kind of led towards a hunting season on them.
Yeah.
And, now I've worked for the U.S. Geological Survey for a year and a half before I went to Baylor, and I've learned about these freshwater mussels that we'll get into, and they're really neat little critters.
That's just something I got a chuckle when you first told me that's what you're going into, because that's something that people just sort of overlook, these little freshwater mussels. And we were catfishing not too long ago, well, about 2 weeks ago, y'all saw the video, Bill Shields and Bill Allen and I, we were catching catfish over the mussels in the Apalachicola River, and wherever we found the mussels, that's where the catfish were.
They will eat them.
And they will eat them if they're small enough.
They will eat them. If they can get them into their mouth, they'll eat the whole thing.
So, we got to give the mussels a lot more respect than we have in the past, because we just sort of overlooked them all then. Well, you're actually, now you're at Baylor, and tell us what you're doing out there.
So I'm looking at some mussels in Texas, and I'm enjoying it. I teach class. I'm a genetics professor, and it's fun going to class, teaching, and then I'm running my own lab at the same time, so it keeps me busy.
So you're researching and teaching? Research,
teaching, and class.
Well, that's cool out there. Baylor University is really one of the early schools that was founded in west of the Mississippi. I can always remember the date on it. It was started in 1845, which is the same year Florida became a state. But 1845 is early for the West out there because of the settlements and all. So it was founded by the Baptist, and it's a Baptist university.
Yep, and I think it's the first college in Texas as well.
Yes, we got a great history, and every now and then we have a student head out that way, and I've never had one become a doctoral student out there. How long will it take you to finish your program?
Well, that depends on how fast I want to finish it. I have 5 years to do it, but I'm trying to get out a little bit quicker than that.
Yeah. Well, listen. How much research are you getting to do? I mean, are you going different places where you research? Or
I am.
Tell us about that.
Right now I'm working on a species that's in the Mobile Basin, so all the way pretty much across the whole state of Alabama and East Mississippi. Okay. And then I'm looking at some in the Pearl and the Meat Rivers in Louisiana. And I actually just finished a study on some stuff around here, looking at Apalachicola Rivers, the Chalk, Scambia.
What are you finding around here? I mean, are these mussels pretty strong, healthy activity with them? And
yeah, they are. Well, we can say that all mussels are pretty endangered. 70% of them are they're endangered.
Why are they endangered?
I mean, pollution? Water quality, pollution, habitat loss going in and developing. But so we're trying to figure out what we need to conserve, and they're doing well. They're starting to do much better to rebound.
I guess I won't get technical now, but I guess all kind of different subspecies and all that, different kinds in different areas, or
true. Yep, there's 350 in the United States.
350.
That's right.
You could study one a day, couldn't you?
Yeah, good. That's right.
Man, well, what particular one are you studying?
Right now, I'm looking at the inflated heel splitter, and it's a cool little mussel. It's got this big heel splitter on it, and if you stepped on it, it hurt pretty good bit.
That's why it's called that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, look, we got some pictures. We're going to take a break and come right back with Chase. Okay, welcome back. I'm here with Chase Smith, doctoral, how do you pronounce it? A doctoral participant in the Baylor University biology program or whatever. Former Moser quarterback and outdoor ed student. We're real proud of you. Let's quickly go back to the University of Florida days when you studied the bears, and you know we had that one. I remember when you came in here, you said we got plenty of bears.
Yeah, that's right.
But as a researcher, you found a bunch of them, right?
Yes, definitely. I worked on Eglin for a whole summer trying to find the bears. They're obviously kind of patchy out there as much as they burn, and their habitat's kind of limited, but they're there. I'll tell you that.
And we had that one hunt, and boom, they took a lot of bears, and we haven't had a hunt since then.
That's right. That's right. They I think they underestimated how good the hunters were going to be at finding them.
Yeah, and they were not really scared of humans. But anyway, are you in contact with any of those former people, were the bear researchers or anything, or what's going on with them?
I haven't been in much contact. I've been so busy with what I'm doing now. But I think it has been interesting that they opened that one season. And, I think for our region up here, it was 40 bears that they wanted taken, and 120 were taken the first day of the season. So
that was amazing, yeah. Well, we're trying to, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty on our pictures here. We'll work on it all, but one of the things I was going to talk to you about was what's your daily activities? When you get up in the morning, how many days you have class and those things?
Well, it's pretty light on the class load. I normally teach at least 3 days a week, and I'm there. It's like any other job. I get there at 8:30 and I leave at 6, 7.
Wow.
I'm there in the lab. I've got people shipping me stuff from all over the U.S. And I get all sorts of critters into the lab, and it's fun. I stay busy, that's for sure.
Tell us a lab setup. What does a lab look like?
It's hard to. Well, we've got centrifuges, so these big machines that spin real fast, and we use that when we're getting DNA out of these things. And I've got all sorts of cool little tools and pipetters and all sorts of fun stuff.
Okay, how many are in the program along with you? How many?
There's about 25 of us.
Are they from all over the place?
All over the place. Yeah. Washington, Alaska, Florida.
Let me ask you this. I always ask people this. Are you around a lot of outdoorsmen, or are they mainly just like scientists?
They're mainly just scientists.
Okay. You get up that level, you get...
I'm teaching them outdoors.
Well, okay. In other words, they don't have an outdoor ed program?
No, they don't.
High school? Well, you got to make sure they do. When you do your research and all, do you have a time block you do it, or you have to just try to finish the job?
It's
I always wondered that.
Well, our funding comes, you have a time schedule that you have to have results by. Throughout a daily, you just kind of do it when you're not busy. If I'm not in class or I'm not teaching, I'm going to be in the lab, or I'm going to be writing a paper, or I'm going to be doing, what I'm doing. I'm going to be busy. I'm going to stay busy.
Wow. This is fascinating. Now, you sent me some pictures, and we're going to try to get them up. But anyway, you sent me a little YouTube, and I looked at that thing 2 times. I don't usually look at something 2 times because of my time element myself. But tell us basically what happens in this little YouTube. And what was the name of it? We just go to YouTube, and it was...
it's like lampsless muscle.
Yeah. I'll find out. We'll get it on the screen. But anyway, I had no idea. Tell us about what a bass is for bass fishermen, cat fishermen. Tell us why this is so cool.
Well, yeah, and people don't realize it, and I never realized it until I started studying them, how cool this is. But so they're parasitic. Once their little larvae will attach to fish's gills, and so what they do is they've all have these like unique different ways that they mimic nature to trick a fish to come get their parasitic larvae, and then they'll hold on to the fish for a while. So bass, they have these intricate lures that pretty much look like darters or shiners, and they're exact replicas, and then they kind of twitch them and make them look natural like a fish, and a bass will come grab it, and then they'll hit you right upstream.
It's amazing. It's hard to sit here and describe what you're going to see on that video, but like I said, I looked at it twice, and what was fascinating about it was because it mimics nature. That muscle, it will mimic nature,
They're better fishermen than any of us will ever be.
And it would be,
I can tell you that.
Okay, it would be, and the thing about it, it looks just like, how did they get that kind of photography? It was amazing they got that kind of photography.
I've never been able to do it myself.
That had to been taken, was it like in some kind of, one of y'all's aquariums or something? Or?
No, that was a natural stream up in Tennessee.
Was that in Tennessee?
Or Missouri, I think that one was. But it's nice clear water. They're a little bit murkier down here.
Okay, we're about to get our pictures now. We're about to get them up there. One of the things too, are you concentrating on the Missouri River, or is that?
Well, that's just an example. Okay. Mainly, I'm kind of concentrating on everything.
All right, we got our pictures. Okay, now let's talk about the mussel life cycle. Okay, I got it on right here. Tell us about this life cycle.
So that's exactly kind of what I'm saying. So the female mussels will do whatever display they have. They release these intricate lures to attract a fish host. And what happens is the juvenile mussels are called glaucidia there.
Okay.
And then they will attach to the gills of the fish and stay on the fish for a couple weeks until they get old enough to fall off. And it's just really a way of dispersal for them, because they can't move upstream because they just sit in the bottom of the river the whole time. So it's a way for them to get away. And those juvenile mussels fall off, and they become adults right there, and they'll spend the rest of their life in that one little area.
Okay, this is.
So this is cool. So those look like little fish, don't they?
They do.
So that is spit out by one of the mussels. That's the Ouachita kidney shell is what it's called.
Wow.
And those are spit out by it, and then the fish will come grab that. So those are actually the little larvae in there.
That's the larva itself.
Well, that's thousands of them in each one of those.
In each one.
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing?
That is fascinating. And then let's see, I've got this one right here. Okay.
Yeah. So this is one of those where they just have these cool lures. They even got an eye spot on there, and you can see the mussel below that little lure there. And it's just wild how they can make these lures, and they're blind. They don't know.
How do they do that? This is coming from the mussel. Then and the fish are going to tell us about what's going on here, basically.
So the outside is called the mantle. That's what's attached to the shell, and they put their gills that hold the larvae to pump. You almost see how the fish looks lifelike and it's pumped up. The gills are right there. So when it comes and tries to eat the fish, the gills will put the juveniles into the fish's mouth.
That's amazing. It got spots on it.
Yeah, look at there. It's crazy.
Okay, what is this?
So this one's the inflated heel splitter. It's a threatened species.
Well, that's bigger than I thought, really.
Yeah, it is. So they'll be range in size dependent on what species it is. So these guys get to about probably 150 millimeters. That's what I always have the measurement. 15 centimeters, 6 inches. They're relatively large, and then that's that big heel on it. I wouldn't want to step on that.
And what river did you find these in?
This one's in the Mobile Basin, so you'll find it in the Tom Bigby and in the Black Warrior is pretty much where it is.
Okay.
And Amite River, and we're questioning if it's in the Pearl, so we're trying to figure that out.
Cool. Okay, we got a couple more pictures. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're having a great time this morning with Chase Smith, but let's look at our fishing game times. We're talking about, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at 2:02 a.m. to 4:02 a.m., and then this evening 3:25 to 4:25. We're just talking off air now. We've got to get this. This is some good news because Chase, you have fiance now, and you're getting married.
I am. I'm getting married March 3rd. This year to Melissa Figueroa. She's from Melbourne.
And you met her down in Florida.
I did. She graduated from Florida with me.
Yeah.
And,
pretty little girl.
Yeah.
I tell you, so that's going to be great. Does she like outdoor stuff?
She does. I got her. She killed an 8-point last year.
I remember that on the picture. Awesome. A great future lies ahead and all. Now, also, my wife asked me to ask you this because Waco, out there in Waco, there's a show on HGTV. Chris Gaines, it's Chip Gaines and his wife, it's called Fixer Upper.
Yeah.
Now, she watches that religiously on HGTV. I watch it some. It's sort of a cute show. And so you know about that out there.
Oh, yeah, we know about it. It's
is it a big deal out there?
It's a huge deal. They built these big silos, and it's been a huge boost to the economy.
I bet it has, and it's a good, wholesome kind of show, and I do enjoy watching it some. They get it. So anyway, that has nothing to do with outdoors, but we had to throw that in. Now, hopefully, you'll finish within a couple of years.
That's right.
What's your long-term goals?
Well, I've always wanted to be in conservation, wildlife conservation, because I enjoyed hunting and fishing my whole life.
Yeah.
I want people to enjoy that. So my plan is to come back somewhere, hopefully to the Panhandle of Florida.
Cool.
That's where I want to come and keep working in this conservation field. And I think these mussels are important, and they're a good way to protect our rivers as well.
Yeah. And that is so. I just love to hear that when a young person grows up in this area and they go off and get an education. A lot of them want to come back to the Florida Panhandle, and it's always neat to hear that from them. And I won't be able to call him Chase anymore. I have to call him Dr. Smith or whatever. But we hope you do settle back down here, and I know you'll contribute a lot to our outdoor community. Now, the big thing as far as right now. Your schedule as far you don't know how long it's going to take you to finish.
Not quite. We'll see. It could be 3 years. It could be 5 years. I'm not sure, but I'll be out in time.
I know you finish well. And let's get back to these mussels because they're just fascinating the more we look at them. And I'm going to find that video on YouTube and I'll show it to you later on. But go back to this picture here. First of all, bass fishermen. These bass, they're not going to hurt the bass. They just, like you said, hitching a ride.
They're hitching a ride.
So
that's
again,
right.
Let's go over this picture. Tell the folks exactly what this is right here so they'll understand it.
So it is literally a mimic of a fish. And, those are thousands of those little mussels in there. And a bass, per se, would come grab that. And the mussels would grab there. And these bass, when we've done our studies and you go out and electrofish and you hold them and we learn what mussels are on them, they could have 3 or 4 of these things. So they're not smart enough to realize the first time it happens. Sometimes it takes them a couple of times.
It's food and all. That's what they're thinking.
It looks just like them.
They're like a football player going to lunchroom. They
That's
just
right.
Food, and that's all
right.
they think about. Now, when you electroshock a lot fish and all, are you always fascinated by it all comes up? How do y'all do it out there?
It is. We pretty much get the fish. Other people do it, but you get these cool fish like these sticklebacks and these all these different brim species, all these darters, and it's just so fascinating to see how many of them have mussels on them. You would never suspect.
And you sort of see that food chain too, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
That's what's cool. You learn that at elementary school, but it's so true. That food chain that we're talking about as fishermen, we try to mimic stuff like this to catch the bass and the redfish and all. All right, now we're about to run out of time, but the day after Christmas, tell us what y'all going hunting.
We are going hunting. We are going to Rock Mills, Alabama, which is a little bit outside Auburn, and we'll be there. Peak Rut. We're gonna.
So you and your dad and
Brad Johnson, Bonifay.
Brad Johnson. Okay. Yep. How long are y'all gonna be up there?
I got to go back early, but we'll be up there for about 4 days. My dad just got him a good one, so
yeah, I'm gonna show that. I'll
show it later.
Yes, that is a huge buck and all. So is it going? Hopefully, you're going to get one this time.
Hopefully so. About 2 years ago, I got a good one up there. So.
I remember that. How many acres? How much area y'all hunt up in there?
It's
huge.
They've got about 3,000 acres now, but we've kind of figured out what areas we like up there, and we stick to a couple.
Well, it's funny now. You're out in Texas. There are a bunch of deer out in Texas.
There are. There are.
Have you been able to do anything out there yet?
I haven't been able to go yet, and there's not much public land in Texas. There's a lot of ranches.
Probably a lot of those professors probably don't hunt either, do they?
That's right.
I know you're probably in a minority, but you stand by your guns, literally. And tell them you want to go hunt and y'all take the lab today. I'm going out to shoot 8 points.
That's
but
right.
There's a minimum size out there?
There is. So they force, I can't remember exactly, but I think it's at least 4 on one side, and they got to be outside the ear. So they have the spread. They have the spread rule. I think it's 14 or 15 inches. You'd have to look it up.
That's a trophy around here.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's interesting. We're going to have to wrap it up. Hey, tomorrow we're going to have Officer Travis Basford to be on the show tomorrow. It'll be the last show of the year, so be sure and watch. We'll be giving away a lot of stuff tomorrow. So, Chase, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Great to see you. I'm going to take Chase out to breakfast, and and he looks like he's hungry and all, so we're going to take him out. But you have a Merry Christmas.
All right, you too. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You too, buddy. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Be watching tomorrow. You have a great day. Do something good for someone else today. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.